This is a short but sweet tutorial on how to dribble in the AFC 25. We have 5 minutes, the time is ticking. This tutorial will be broken up into 4 segments. It's how to dribble, where to look when dribbling, rolling to space and chopping to beat defenders, and lastly, beating defenders on a hole. Firstly, I know a lot of you tune into my dribbling videos every year to see what is the most meta way to dribble and whether you're chopping or rolling the left stick. Because as we know, in previous years, there would be different methods to dribble with the most efficiency, the most agility, and the most meta way to actually beat defenders. Now what I'm going to say is it's neither chopping nor rolling. They're both as effective as each other, but what you need to do and bear in mind when dribbling is you cannot be heavy on the left stick. You'll notice that if you're trying to dribble and you're moving the left stick all the way to the end where it clicks and you're trying to dribble around, the agility and movement of the touches with the player on the ball is very slow. However, if you just be very light and caressed when you're either chopping back and forth to make a defender commit or rolling the left stick to actually dribble through the space, you'll notice the agility will improve by tenfold. So bear in mind, be light and caressed on the left stick when dribbling. Moving on to where to actually look with your vision when dribbling, because this is the most important thing to dribbling to space and away from pressure. You need to look where the space is on the pitch around the attacker on the ball. You cannot just solely look at the defender who is approaching you. Why will I use this example every year? If you look at skiers skiing down a hill, they're looking at the path and not the tree. If they look at the tree, their hand-eye coordination will force them towards the tree. And this reminisces in FC 25. If you look solely at the defender, you'll be more inclined to dribble towards him. So look around the attacker on the ball and at the space, and you want to hit that space to ensure that you're keeping the ball and you're back to the opponent. Next up, of course, is rolling to space and chopping to beat defenders. Now there's a difference because people don't actually know what dribbling technique they should be using in each situation, but I'm going to summarize it this way. If you're trying to dribble through space and in and around the gaps and the holes on the pitch, you need to roll the stick to ensure that you're able to roll through those channels. If you're looking to beat defenders, it needs to be a chopping motion. Why? Because your objective in doing that is making the defender commit. So if you're dribbling around and you see that space and hole, you need to dribble through there with a rolling motion. Again, bearing in mind the simple key rule this year, you're not too heavy on the stick, you're rolling it and being very light and caressed. However, let's say a defender approaches you and you're wanting to make him commit to a side, you're wanting to beat him to then burst into the space. You need to chop the left stick and be very light and caressed on this. It's back and forth very lightly to ensure that you're able to have those light and caressed touches on the ball whilst making that defender commit. And lastly, we have beating defenders itself. Now, what I will say is people fall into the trap of chopping the left stick, yes, for sure, but not waiting for the opponent to commit far enough to a certain side to then allow you to exploit the opposite side. This is key in beating defenders. If you don't make him commit to a certain side enough, he's going to be able to wrap around you and get that tackle in. However, if you're chopping back and forth and he bites, that is your time to go. And what you'll notice is this is key around the box, specifically when you're trying to get a shot off or you're trying to create that passing angle inside from the wing. You need to chop very light and caressed on the stick, making the defender jockey and trying to read you. And when your opponent bites, that's when you turn, exploit the space that now has been left open. And I do want to add a final tip to this. If you're wanting to actually keep the ball better in these situations or when you're making the defender commit, you need to have a slight angle backwards away from him. It's more like a 45-degree angle. This ensures the shoulder is facing towards the defender and you're protecting the ball. Because if you're just chopping back and forth at a 90-degree angle from 3 to 9 or 9 to 3, they're going to have their side to the defender and he's going to be able to get a tackle in. So hold that angle slightly away when you're chopping to ensure you can keep your back to him, and then when he commits, you go. Now this was for you TikTok enthusiasts with a short attention span, as well as people with no time. There is at least a 30-minute long dribbling tutorial, complete dribbling tutorial, and that's coming up on the channel in the next week or so. So be sure to stick around for that because there's plenty of techniques that you haven't learned in this video, like R1 dribbling, like dribbling on the wing, like integrating dribbling techniques with certain skill moves. There's plenty more to come, so hit the subscribe button, and of course I'm coaching as well, one-on-one. If you want to be a part of the Coaching Academy, the link is down below, and that's pro with many years of experience. You can check that out and work one-on-one with me. But if you did enjoy this video, what I will say is you may just enjoy this one here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. And lastly, if you do want any pre-gaming fuel or supplement, then head over to atpscience.com, which is the first link in the description, and use the code DYLANETSATP at checkout to get yourself a discount. Not only is it the cheapest way to get supplements, but it helps me out a ton, guys, so thank you.